everybody. Let's see who we're saying good morning to in the chat today. As you realize, it's a little bit longer, the waiting room, but I hope you guys enjoyed the jazz music. I kind of like jazz in the morning. Kind of mellows me out and gets me going at the same time. So we have a good morning to Stargazer and a good afternoon to Mr. Scarecrow, who's across the pond. Morning, Sir Wolfie. Good afternoon, Miss Laura Bones. We have a good morning to Anil, a reality check, a Mitch the Ripper. Keep scrolling down. My Wikipedia is in the live chat this morning. G. Bronert is here too. Let me see as I keep scrolling down. I know I saw somebody new in the live chat. Can I find them? WR Girly 86. Welcome to the coffee club. Pull up a chair, make yourself comfortable. Morning, Fuckwad. And Mariel is in the chat too, as well as Malachite. So how is everybody doing this morning? Hey, Callie! Now that I scrolled all the way down to see everybody saying hello. It is Tuesday. Yesterday we weren't on due to obvious reasons. Morning, Jason. My newest patron, Angel Zones, and I've got to change the patron list over here. I sort of misspelled her name, which is bad me. Was the one who got our internet turned back on this morning. And good morning to Kitten as well as Sir Wolfie. Morning, Rhetorical. That was one heck of a surprise. Yeah, we got it sorted. We were actually in the Warner terminal. Yep, Puppy, whether or not he wants to actually be on camera this morning is going to be, there he goes, right on the bed. We went to the Warner terminal yesterday with all intents to do, hey, Tranime, some work, me on my laptop, and then I realized when we got there I forgot to pat record, and him to do his training. So while I was on, and I typed a little bit in Discord, something told me to check my PayPal, and what do you know? I had enough money on there from the patron to pay the bill and get it turned back on, so we came back home and started, getting everything ready. Zeus fan art. Yes, that's our Zeus. That's our news hound who's, looking for scraps this morning. Jay Willie, good morning. I feel dirty having to watch BBC for news. Sorry. Morning, Adam Walker, too. Welcome and pull up a chair. Welcome to the coffee club. So, a lot happened over the weekend. We're going to cover something that happened yesterday. I may be doing some snippets and tweeting out some stuff later on during the day to try and catch up with everything that I missed, because it was a lot. You miss 3 days on the internet, you miss a ton. Pretty much. And that's pretty much what happened to me. I don't know what's going on either, but sometimes we have oopses. At least it wasn't Fox News. Well, Fox, CNN, all those are slanted one way or the other, and as long as you're listening for the slant, you can pick it out of, what you don't want to listen to, and just get the facts. At least that's the way I see it. Let's see, I found something rather interesting on the internet today, as I put on my glasses so I can actually read it before we start the news. Somebody actually tweeted out a snippet of what somebody in the government's take on the whole net neutrality thing is. Timothy J. Brennan, former FCC Chair Tom Wheeler, under whose authority the FCC issued the likely short-lived 2015 Open Internet Order, had a, quote, mantra, unquote, competition, competition, competition. That set net neutrality policy on the path of being viewed as an antitrust problem. The current FCC's draft Restoring Internet Freedom Order shows how thin a reed that was substantively and institutionally. Substantively, fewer episodes than on the fingers of one hand suggest a possibly anti-competitive practice by a broadband provider, even those had potential business or operational justifications. Claims that ISPs had the incentive to deny net neutral service neglected Monopoly 101. Even firms with the market power lack arbitrary incentives to cut quality, because doing so reduces the price they can charge customers, including, quote, captive customers, unquote, if any. Rhetorical. They prefer to be called Asian Americans in the news. Slant in the news is, yeah, racist, exactly. Oh, morning, no name. Let me see here. Institutionally, if competition is the concern, the obvious response is to turn to the agencies charged with protecting competition, the Department of Justice's Antitrust Division and the Federal Trade Commission. The draft RIFO proposes to leave net neutrality to FTC enforcement, with the bonus that the FTC can police ISP failure to deliver on net neutrality promises to their business subscribers, and, with Title II gone, resume its role as regulator of privacy-related practices. Some question the FTC's effectiveness because it can act only after a practice has occurred. Nothing stops the FTC from providing guidance as to what practices are likely to lead to enforcement actions. A couple of good precedents can do a lot as well. Theory was also not on the side of the 2015 OIO. The, quote, virtuous cycle, unquote, that zero price access to content suppliers will stimulate broadband and investment could just as easily turn in the other direction, where changes to content providers give ISPs a stronger incentive to attract and retain subscribers by cutting their prices. Econometricians, wow, that was a long word, can address which direction is right. The important point is that the issue is empirical, not theoretical. Net neutrality advocacy all along has failed to distinguish possibly better arguments from these bad ones. The previous FCC should never have gone down the 2015 OIO path simply with modesty. It should have proposed that because of the general importance of the internet as a communication medium, it would codify established industry practices regarding a delivery of standard quality content and leave the rest to the market, including paid prioritization to foster innovations requiring higher quality service. This was a screen cap from a tweet, so I took it this morning and decided to read that. That's somebody else's take on the whole net neutrality thing. Let me see. I saw an orange box fly by. Okay, that was from Rhetorical. It's literally Hitler. Oh, let me see here. No name. Yes, I may be quiet, but that doesn't mean I'm not around. Well, oh, good morning, Red Robot. Pull up a chair and grab yourself a cup of hot coffee. Buffering on my side. Oh, it's got me ready to punch something. Am I buffering? Let me check. No, it doesn't look like I'm buffering. Let me pull this thing up and see. Nope, it's running smooth on mine. So I do not know. I do not know what is going in. Let me see here. So, we read that bit of word stuff this morning. So, yeah, I'm still keeping track of it. I still got to weed through the 210 pages. Today I may not be on social media after the show because I have got a book to finish and half of a book to knock out because it's due tomorrow. I haven't heard from my possible employer. I haven't heard from my possible employer that'll give me the 30-hour job from home yet, so I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping that the whole internet issue didn't change their mind about me. But as soon as I hear something, I will let you guys know. They requested that I do not disclose who I am working for. They are very particular about their confidentiality and keeping things on the hush-hush. So I'll just update you as to whether or not I got the job or if I have to keep looking for more freelance work. Morning, Ghost Dog! And thank you for your $15 the other day. It came in very handy. For those of you that are new to my live stream, I try to mute when I can, but I have bronchitis and so does Ronan, and every once in a while the attack sneaks up on you. So I do have stuff keyed up. They don't want it known that they employ. Well, some people don't want it known who we work for if we're doing back-end work and stuff like that, because, you know, then you have the opportunity for unscrupulous people to take money from other companies to do sort of, you know, bad things. Like corporate espionage or stuff like that. Not that I would ever do anything like that. You hire me, you have me. I'm loyal to you and your company. And as long as you're good to me, I'm good to you. That's the way I work. So, now that we have all sat down in our comfy chairs and got our coffee and tea, let's get on to the news, shall we? Alright, so, first one on the list this morning is the Callie story. Let me get back up here, and I don't mean the Callie that's in the chat. South Carolina fire causes thousands to flee. Evacuation orders for close to 8,000.
South California.
Oh, yeah, South California. It says California on the screen, and my brain is like Carolina. I've got no clue what's going on.
You're thinking in the wrong direction. And no, I did not go back to California. Forget it. I'm afraid if I step foot in that place again and everything's going to fall into the ocean.
I know, right? Evacuation orders for close to 8,000 homes were issued in Southern California. The fire broke out Monday and spread to cover 48 square miles. That's 124 square kilometers for our people across the pond. Burning plants and other vegetation that have not burned in decades were seen burning. At last count, 150 structures have burned in the fire. There's not been a definitive report as to how many were residential and how many were businesses. To date, 27,000 people have been evacuated. I'm scrolling up too much. Yep. One person has been claimed in a fire-related accident. Let me put the accident in there because my brain put that in there, but I didn't type it. Santa Paula looks to be in the path of the wildfire as winds are pushing the blaze in that direction. Evacuation orders were expanded to houses in Ventura, which is 12 miles southwest. Ventura has 106,000 residents. Quote, the fire growth is just absolutely exponential, unquote, Ventura County Fire Chief Mark Lorenzen said. Quote, all that firefighters can do when we have winds like this is get out ahead, evacuate people, and protect structures, unquote. Close to 180,000 customers in Ventura are without power. All schools in the districts have been closed. In October, a wildfire claimed the lives of over 40 people and burned at least 50,000 acres of land in Northern California's wine country.
I'd like to go ahead and apologize right now for that. It wasn't my idea for them to send me to California.
Oh, wow. At 5 a.m. Eastern, I was seeing 0% containment reported. This is from Nilk in the live chat. Thank you very much. I have little of it going on my end, too. That's Stargazer. Please, if anybody sees this from California, please be careful. Please heed any evacuation orders that you get coming your way. Don't be a hero and don't stay. Buildings can be replaced. You can't. Alright, next story. Blip. U.S. fugitive lawyer captured in Honduras. 6 months ago, Eric Kahn fled the country after having entered a guilty plea to the accusations of stealing $600 million, which is 450 million pounds, from filing false disability claims. His ankle tag was located in Kentucky on the side of the road. He was captured by Honduran police while on his way out of a restaurant. The Honduras public magistrate will return him to the U.S. today. He has been sentenced to 12 years in prison in absentia. They even started using helicopters despite the high winds. Yeah, I think the winds were up to, I think it was 60 mile an hour, which makes it very, very dangerous for helicopters. All right, here we go. No name. You mean a guy named Khan is dishonest? Why, yes. A Khan and a lawyer and dishonest. I think his last name was
enough when you said lawyer. That explained everything.
Appropriate, huh? U.S. Supreme Court weighs in on Baker's case. The Supreme Court will listen to arguments as to whether businesses can refuse service to gay couples if they oppose gay marriages on religious grounds. The case involved a conservative Christian baker in Colorado who declined an order for a cake for 2 men. 9 justices are due to hear the appeal. The original case, there it is. The original case was brought against Jack Phillips, owner-operator of Masterpiece Cake Shop in the Denver suburb of Lakewood. The state ruled against him, saying his refusal violated the state's anti-discrimination law. The Supreme Court justices will rule as to whether the state's ruling is against the First Amendment. This is what the arguments will focus on. If the ruling favors Phillips, it will allow other businesses to refuse services to gay couples without backlash, as wedding photographers and others have already done. The case, originating in 2012, was brought forth by the ACLU after Mullins and Craig were refused service by Phillips. Phillips told the couple he would not be able to make the cake due to his religious beliefs. Now, a little more background on this. When they came in to order the cake, according to Diz in my Discord, They wanted a sexually explicit homosexual type wedding cake. And the guy said that he was not, due to his religion, comfortable making a cake like that, but offered other options for wedding cakes. They refused the other options. So my point is, it's just, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the one for the, I think it was in Oregon, and those people had to wind up shutting down their business. Morning, Sarah Lee. They gave options. I don't feel comfortable making that cake. How about these cakes over here? So they were trying to accommodate, but he wound up having to refuse because they were standing their ground. Yes, the baker was very reasonable, Sarah Lee. The problem is, these people, and I believe they were wanting 15 minutes of fame like the people in Oregon. This is a suburb of Denver. Denver, in Colorado. It's not like this was the only cake shop in the area. Okay, this is my opinion. If somebody refuses you service, which they have every right to do, go to another cake shop. Keep going to cake shops till you find one that's going to make the exact cake that you want. Don't sit here and put this guy through hell because he said, I'm sorry, due to my religion, I'm uncomfortable and I cannot make that cake for you, but there are other cakes I can suggest. He didn't call them any racial slurs. He wasn't being completely unreasonable. According to Rhetorical, it's not even the best bakery in Colorado.
But here's the thing, and this is what I want to know. Whatever happened to the business owner and the signs that say we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone?
Yeah.
They don't need to give a state a reason.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. You'll have to go someplace else. That's it. That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
And if it hurts their precious feelings, oh well.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
There's more businesses that do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Jay Willie says, oh my God. Oh, let me scroll up so I can read the whole thing. Oh my God, I am gay and I hate anti-discrimination laws. I am not entitled to another person's work. Those privileged entitled fags can just fuck off. I would never force people to do something for me. See, to me, there are two different kinds of people. There are reasonable people and there are people that want to exert power over other people. And they want their 15 minutes of fame. And that's just what these two people wanted. Mullins and Craig wanted 15 minutes of fame. They walked in looking for trouble. I bet you they knew he was Christian. I bet you before they even walked in the door, they knew the shit they were going to start. And I agree with Jason that says they wanted to exert power over someone else.
Yes.
Yeah. Reality check. I wouldn't even mention my damn religion. I won't make a triple X rated cake with 2 penises and bow ties. Sorry. What else is needed? Exactly. There are plenty of lewd cake makers out there. If one person doesn't want to make the cake, go somewhere else. Welcome to my live chat, Silver Lena. Well, the state made laws that differ, so do you think those laws should be repealed? If the Supreme Court rules that it went against the First Amendment, they're going to have to repeal that state anti-discrimination law.
Or they'll have to amend it.
Or they'll have to amend it at least.
They'll have to amend it or eliminate it altogether.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Tim Gersh. Well, sounds like he should have said something offensive in that place. Exactly. Let me see here. Reality check. I can understand on some level if you compare it to the days of the lunch counters that said whites only, it kind of makes sense. But they just didn't want a gay cake. They wanted a porno cake. Exactly. Who said that is part of the background story, WR girl, because there's more to this at first that meets the eye. The original story, actually, the story that I pulled this from, didn't have the background story. It was Diz in my Discord that said that they wanted basically a porno cake for a wedding cake that was gay themed, and he refused. But then offered other options, which they refused. So at that point, there's no way to come to an agreement. It's time to move on, and it's time for you to go to another store instead of browbeating somebody. Well, this is what I try to do with my particular channel, Silver, is give you both sides of the fence. The Shadow Cat, welcome to my live chat and welcome to the brew. Pull up a chair and make yourself comfortable. Lawfare, not one Muslim baker. Oh, hang on. And we've got Shadow Cat with Lawfare, not one Muslim baker in America was targeted. When you can't get a law voted in, then you should switch tactics and sue businesses. Ignoring the 10th Amendment is why we are here in this case. Yep. Red Robot's laughing in my chat. Alright, here we go. And now, next story is... Yep, you read it right. Trump's travel ban in full effect. President Trump was handed a victory by the Supreme Court by letting the travel ban from 6 countries go into full swing, though it is still being challenged in lower courts. The High Court lifted 2 injunctions imposed by the lower courts, which blocked the ban partially. This is the 3rd version of the ban Trump tried to bring into fruition a week after his inauguration. This means people from Chad, Iran, Liberia, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen will be banned from entering the U.S. until said countries comply with requests and a stricter vetting procedure can be implemented. Hawaii and the ACLU brought challenges against the ban, asserting it discriminated against Muslims due to Trump's statement of, quote, a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States, unquote, during his campaign. Omar Jadwat, an ACLU lawyer, doubled down on, quote, President Trump's anti-Muslim prejudice, unquote, saying, quote, he has repeatedly confirmed it, including just last week on Twitter, unquote. This is in reference to the Britain First retweets. The Supreme Court has stated the ban, regardless of appeals court rulings, will remain in effect until the judges take up the issue on merits. And that is the last story of the day. All right. First of all, and I said this when the Hawaii judge ruled against the ban. Okay? You cannot judge a piece of paper such as this travel ban on what was said on the campaign trail. Okay? That has nothing to do with the travel ban that is being put forth. Rule on the travel ban and the travel ban only. You're a judge. You're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to be judging upon what is put in front of you as a circuit court judge. Okay? When you decide to pull other things in from here, from this, that, and the other, you're no longer impartial. Yes, I'm not saying Trump didn't say what he said on the campaign trail. He said it. But that doesn't mean that that should take precedent and weigh anything having to do with the travel ban. Okay? In any way, shape, form, or fashion. The travel ban is what was presented to you. The travel ban is what you have to rule on. Not what was said about Muslims. Not what was said about what it could possibly actually be in any kind of context. Just read the paper and say yes or no. Silver Lane, if you're going to make a travel ban, for fuck's sake, include Saudi Arabia. Let me see, Mariel. It's not a Muslim ban. It's countries that have terrorist connections. Exactly, Mariel. Exactly my point. Morning, Gabe. Welcome to my live stream. Pull up your monster and get comfortable, because I know you probably have one of those things in your hand by now. Saudi Arabia is not on the ban. Iraq is not on the ban. Afghanistan is not on the ban. Qatar is not on the ban. UAE not on the ban. Exactly. That is why it is not a Muslim ban. If it was, in essence, a Muslim ban, more countries, every single Muslim majority country would be on that list. It's not. They are not. Because it is not a Muslim ban. The Shadow Cat. And this is a camouflage for what the real target is. Sovereignty of the federal corporation in all over aspects of social/economic activity. No more legal reasons to disobey the U.S. government. Oh, you haven't had a monster in weeks. Well, then I stand corrected. No name. It's a slippery slope. Wow, I gotta scroll up. My chat's going faster than I'm used to. Let's see here. No name. Yeah, it's a slippery slope, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. True. Miss the Ripper. Then that claim must be verified. Okay. Wikipedia. I never really drank coffee. It smells better than it tastes. Well, it depends on the coffee. There are different brews of coffee. And I could do a whole stream on different brews of coffee. But this isn't what this stream is about. But, yeah. So, there we go. with our news this morning. So it's nice to see, in my opinion, it's nice to see the courts actually working with Trump and not against him on something like this. Because we do need a better vetting process. We do need stricter vetting processes. And we do need to make these countries that are funding terrorist actions take heed to what we are trying to say. And if that means not allowing them in the country until they follow our guidelines for immigration, then so be it. No name. So should the claim that serving a cake somehow prevents someone from... Oh, hang on. Boop. From practicing their religion? You know, that's a good question. Jay Willie. Most Muslims... Hashtag not all, because I know many Muslims who aren't like this, but the majority hold beliefs who are incomparable with Western civilization. So even if we're a Muslim ban, that wouldn't be bad. Well, yeah, not all. I mean, every religion has your, as I like to call them, fundamentalists. Those people that follow the Bible or their holy book to a T. They don't stray from what the book says. They do exactly what the book says. They follow everything what the book says day by day. They don't variate from it. And then you have those that are a little more lax, what people are calling moderates. You have it in Christianity, and you have it in Islam, and you have it in all the religions that there are across the world. Because there are more than just two religions. You've got your Islam, you've got Christianity. Paganism is an umbrella religion, which depends on how you practice and who you worship. Then there's Buddhism. There's Judaism. So there's lots of different, religions out there. And all the religions have their very strict fundamentalists. And there are more moderates that are a little more lax with their rules. So it's not a religious issue. It's an immigration issue. Because during the 8 years that Obama was in office, he really relaxed and really he refused to enforce immigration laws. And that has put us in a really bad place. No name. Must have been playing hooky the day it was taught that the Bible says thou shalt not bake cakes for a man who lays with other men. I think what they mean is since being gay in the Old Testament is a sin, then anything having to do with people that are sinful makes them, by proxy, committing a sin, or something like that. Who knows how that particular part of Christianity translates that, because, the part of the Old Testament where dude, spilled a little bit of his seed on the floor instead of completely impregnating his wife and he got struck down by lightning, is why Catholics don't believe in contraceptive. So, go figure. From writing to translation, it can all be a big mess. Jason, the problem with Islam is that they've never had a reformation. Fundamentalist Christians are not even a tenth as dangerous as Islamic extremists. I tend to agree. Silver Lena, King James fucked the entire thing up. Yes, he did. The Shadow Cat, the ban is mostly against Shia Islam. Yeah, exactly. Red Robot is an attempt to avoid celebrating sin. There you go. Thanks for clearing it up for me. Rhetorical. That was Cain's son with his brother's widow. Yep. Thank you. I knew somebody would get that reference. Neil, forget the religious reasons. It's absolutely ridiculous that anyone should be compelled to take action. What people fail to notice is that the bakery did have a trans woman working on their farm. That's Gabe. Jay Willie, I know there are Christian extremist terrorist groups, but they're not even close to the number of Islamic groups, and more Christians are opposed to their own extremists. Hashtag fact. Yeah. My brother is a bacon-eating Muslim. Alright. Onan was meant to impregnate his brother's wife. There it is. There's the story. I can always count on my lovely live chat to help me expound on something or correct me when I goof, because I am not without my faults, flaws, and oopses. Because I do have bloopers from time to time.
Every once in a while.
Now let's get on to the more fun part of the show.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
Alright, here we go. Alright, now we go on to the video recommendations. And this thing is all whacked out over here this morning, even though it was perfect when I checked it. So let's drag this thing over here. There we go. Back center stage. Alright. Yay. Center stage. Loving the center stage. And we're hiding that for now. Alright. So. Bip. Bip. See? Always have bloopers on my stream. That's what you can always count on with me. A Social Rec has a 3.5-minute video of the crazy world of gun legality. He goes through the Chris something or other.
Victor.
The Chris Victor gun. Vector gun. And see, this is why I love Ronan when I'm talking about guns, because I am gun stupid completely. The Social Rec goes over the Chris Vector pistol and the modifications that could possibly either make it legal or illegal in his state. And I stress his state because states have different laws for what is legal and what is illegal in regards to firearms. But it is a pretty cool video to watch, so that is why it is on the recommended list this morning. Curiosities of Christmas with our very own Mr. Scarecrow. He goes through the mythos, and history of Krampus in his Curiosities of Christmas series. I love the video. I love the way he went into the description. It was very entertaining and informative at the same time. So y'all go over there and check that out. We are doing very well, Gabe. We are finally moving forward, and hopefully we won't get knocked back again. So we're crossing fingers and, knocking on wood. The Electric Nuke. Gone with the Weibo. It is a 7-minute video on Weibo Jones. Apparently he has a little bit of a crush on Weibo Jones, but not a crush on who she idolizes in the DC universe, which makes it a really funny video to watch. So y'all check out the Electric Nuke. And last but not least, Vernaculus, and yes, I have to finish watching the video, goes in depth in the tyranny of the loud, stupid, and sensitive. He does it in a very clear-cut, plain-spoken, and precise way, and he makes it extremely entertaining. So y'all check out Vernaculus and check out this particular video. If you haven't heard of him, well, where have you been? Because I think Jeff and Wizard of Cause talk about him a lot on Twitter.
Yeah.
So he's a really good guy. You guys should check him out. Now, for those of you that are curious, and I'm about to do this, I got an email this morning from YouTube, and yes, in there was a message from the Clueless, and by Clueless I mean the CEO of YouTube, so I'm about to read that part of the email to you. So let me see if I can find it here.
You have an email?
Yep, creator blog from, the person whose last name I can't pronounce, the CEO. Protecting our community. So this may be a warning more than anything else for the rest of us as content creators. Dear creators, every year I am reminded of how unique and special our YouTube community is, and 2017 is no different. This was a year of amazing growth and innovation, but I wanted to take this opportunity to reflect on what has also been a very tough year for our creator community. In the past year, we saw a significant increase in bad actors seeking to exploit our platform, from sharing extremist content and disseminating misinformation to impersonating creators to spamming our platform with videos that masquerade as family-friendly content but are not. These actions harm our community by undermining trust in our platform and hurting the revenue that helps creators like you thrive. No, you're the one hurting the revenue with your bullshit, but I digress. In light of this, we've just announced new actions to protect our community from inappropriate content. We want to give creators confidence that their revenue won't be harmed by bad actors. I want them to define what bad actors are, while giving advertisers assurances that their ads are running alongside content that reflects their brand's values. To do that, we need an approach that does a better job determining which channels and videos should be eligible for advertising. We've heard loud and clear from creators that we do have to be more accurate when it comes to reviewing content, so we don't demonetize videos, apply a yellow icon, by mistake. We are planning to apply stricter criteria and conduct more manual curation, while also significantly ramping up our team of ad reviewers to ensure ads are only running where they should. This will help limit me having to take a sip of coffee. This will help limit inaccurate demonetizations while giving creators more stability around their revenue. We will be talking to creators over the next few weeks to hone this new approach. And no, I haven't read this before I put this on here, so any reactions you hear me make on the sly, those are actual reactions from me. As I've said many times over the years, creators are the lifeblood of YouTube's community. Right. And you're really showing it. It is their originality, authenticity, talent, and dedication that attracts a global audience to YouTube. Yeah, and it is your censorship of your own program that is making us look for other places to go because you are biased as fuck. It is their passion and presence that turns casual viewers into devoted fans who are eager to learn, share, and come together. It is their inclusiveness that gives over 1 billion people who visit YouTube every month a place to belong. Though it has been a difficult year, time and time again, we've seen our creators come together to do incredible things on YouTube. Yeah, well, like, our little circle of friends where we do fundraisers for people, that we shout out other people, since, you like putting people in limited state, and bury us in algorithms that we can't possibly figure out, because as soon as we have all the answers, you go and change all the questions. But I digress. We saw an acceleration in channel subscriptions, bringing the total number of channels to hit the 1 million subscriber milestone to well over 5,000. We saw a reggaeton song explode in global popularity, becoming the most watched YouTube video in history. And we saw our creators rally their fans after natural disasters in Mexico City and Houston to raise millions for relief or engage world leaders from Joko Widodo to Jean-Claude Juncker on important issues. These stories are at the heart of what makes YouTube community so special. It is a place where creators and fans can come together to reach new heights, break records, and turn an online audience into a real-world movement. That's why we need to do all we can to protect this community, to counter threats from bad actors, again, no definition here, and to ensure that YouTube remains a place where all creators can thrive. Susan Wojcicki, whatever, CEO of YouTube. At this point, she doesn't even warrant me respecting her enough to even try and pronounce her name correctly, but I digress on that too. Alright, so here we go. Before I forget and before the live stream ends, I'm going to come down here. And there goes up. Ah, shit. Yay! Alright, here we go again. CA. C. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Shit. Alright, here we go. And paste. And save changes. Okay, down on the bottom in the description should be all the information for today's shoe. Because it's a really good shoe. Alright. Also, wrapping up today is an article. Oh, where is it at? Is an article that Ronan found. Oh, let me talk to them for a minute. I know they are buzzing. Let me see. Scrolling up. I'm thinking BitChute. Why? I can't get BitChute to import my, videos. Let's see. Let me see. Of course they are. They're in a press group. Reality check. Twitter is my bitch. Mariel innovation? Question mark. Yeah, I know, right? The only innovation is how they're alienating everybody because they're coming up with new tools on how to alienate their content creators.
No. They're only alienating everybody except for the SJW.
Oh, right. Ghost Dog. MWM Media. The mistakes show that live. Yep. Let me see here. The kitty diddlers are okay, though. Jay Bronner. Yep, seems that they are. Let me see here. I'm thinking BitChute. That's Jason again. We can agree. Jade Bronner. And Demented Elsa and Spider-Man cartoons are fine, too. Yeah, unfortunately. Silver. YouTube is an asshole and can't admit when they're dead wrong. Agreed. Completely agreed. Mariel. False news is wrong to think to them. Is wrong think to them, exactly. Casual Callie, everything is wrong. Think. Wikipedia snippet, there is a video where Susan pronounces her name. You can Google it. That's okay. Her leadership is what hurts YouTube. That's from Ghost Dog. I agree again. Jay Bronner, unless you think Riley's a lesbian, then you're good people. Wojcicki. Okay. Wojcicki. Silver, I love when people mispronounce that. It's cute. Casual. You are just with the... Okay. I'm gonna say it. Callie And you're going to laugh at me because I've never been able to pronounce this word. Worcestershire sauce. And if I mispronounce that, I'm going to get it in Discord. Who are the ad watchers? Very good question, Ghost Dog. She didn't go into any detail about that. Mariel, but nothing about charity vids for the Vegas shooting. Oh, that was wrong, think. Right. Exactly. Gabe, Susan, I have a hickey. Jason, doing Jackbox Party Pack 4 again tonight? Alright, cool. I'm about to put those things up there after our cancer, article. No, her blog post was not the cancer article. We still got one more article to get through.
Oh, yeah, and this even the knowledge of this came from a fellow driver at the terminal this morning at 5:30 a.m. while we were both enjoying a cup of coffee and waiting for people to arrive.
Yep.
So, you can thank this driver from the great state of Alabama for this next tidbit of information, because he literally had a face palm head scratch moment when he read it.
Rhetorical. BitChute has said they're having problems outporting live streams, but they're working on it. Laura Bones. Back on early shifts again, so go to bed when you start. Oh well. Gabe, tweet BitChute. They will get it fixed for you. Thank you. I will do that. Cyril Lee. Have to head to work. Have a good day at work, Cyril Lee. Buckwad. Social Rec ended the hour of power. Is working on his working circumstances changed. Let me see. Jay Bronner. Oh, I'm missing my... keep missing. Gotta go back up to Worcestershire. Worcestershire. I used to call it Worcestershire. Until somebody said it was what's this here sauce.
It's Worcestershire.
It's what's this here sauce.
Yeah, what's this here sauce?
What's this here sauce?
Yeah.
Jay Bronner. What happened to just being a transvestite?
You know.
Mitch the Ripper, Worcestershire. Now everybody's trying to say what's this here sauce. It's what's this here sauce.
Yeah.
It's what's this here sauce.
Mitch, call up Lopez. He'll know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, he did. Lopez in all caps. I'd love it if I could state I don't want ads from Republicans spreading hate on YouTube. Well, I mean, it's just, if you listen to the messages, a lot of them aren't spreading hate on YouTube.
Republicans are spreading hate. I think somebody needs to review what the Democratic Party's been doing.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt there. Let me see. I'll not call it. I call it not ketchup. Exactly. What's this here sauce?
Yeah.
And there's a joke behind that. And I can't properly tell the joke, so I'm not going. What shit here sauce? All right, now for the cancer article. All right, here we go.
Yes, here we go.
Dum-dum, from the West Australian, Melbourne thief bundles $4,500 sex doll into his van. Yes, I read that correctly. Police have launched an appeal to find Dorothy, a $4,500 life-size sex doll stolen from a Melbourne adult store. According to police, a man entered the Morabin store on Sunday morning before bundling Dorothy into a waiting white Ford Transit van. The brazen theft was captured on CCTV, with the man seen wearing a pair of stockings over his head. The least he could do is cut the frickin' stockings. He used bolt cutters to get through a fence and then a fire hydrant to access the South Road store before quickly grabbing Dorothy and making a run for it. Dorothy, who stands 168 centimeters tall, is valued at $4,495. The thief is described as being a solid build and was wearing a dark-colored jumper with a red stripe across the chest, dark-colored pants, and dark-colored casual shoes with laces. There's a sex doll. Oh my god, and apparently they're treating it like a kidnapping. But there's the sex doll. So for $4,500, you get a sex doll with a jacked up face, but a really big boobs.
Somebody get in touch with Sue. Tell him to go over to Michael Rowland's place and everything and get that damn doll back.
Now I told you. In the case of Michael Rowland's, according to our deacon, if chickens are missing, we're to look over in Michael Rowland's.
Look. I reply with this: he might be trying to upgrade.
He might be trying to upgrade.
Local farmers in the area already have his picture out. I mean,
Callie, a tale of two star-crossed lovers. Why such a cheap reality check? Why such a cheap one? Those things can run upwards of 2-3K. For God's sake. Cheaper than maintaining a girlfriend. What's the warranty cost? G. Bronner. Silver. That's a nice ass, though. Yeah. That's a one-bagger sex doll. Meaning you put one bag over her head and the rest of her looks just fine. Now watch somebody that's an SJW come back, listen to this live stream and go, "You body shamed a sex doll." Well, it's a doll. Get over it.
Put your ass on camera and everything. I'll body shame you too.
Yeah, right. Alright, let's see here. Let me come back down here. Hit this. Alright, we've got our live stream scrolling. And I'm going to let them scroll for a little while we have a little bit of fun over here. So, the live streams are now on a scrolling loop at this particular part of the show. Casual Callie. Maddie, stop body shaming the sex doll. She should be treated as if she has real feelings like a real girl. You fucking racist. G. Bronner. Hashtag sex doll lives matter. Mario Bill. Hey there, doll face. So, yep, from now on, I won't be repeating myself at the end of each show, well, at least not the live stream announcements. They are scrolling there on the screen, should be showing up now. So, we do have that going now. Yep. And it looks like it's pretty clear from what I can see. If not, they are, like always, at the bottom in the description. No more Hour of Power. Yeah, I know, I'm going to have to take that off. It will be amended tomorrow morning. Yep, it will be amended. Let me see what I can do here. Blip. Dun, 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 dun. No more Hour of Power. A moment of silence for Hour of Power. Alright, it has now been taken out of the lineup. A moment of silence. Okay. We've had our moment of silence. If you know of any regularly scheduled live streams that happen during the week and on the weekend, please let me know by either DMing me in Discord or DMing me on Twitter with the channel name, date, and time. And I will be sure to add that in the next particular, and I do still have the Kumite at noon, even though it was supposed to start at 11. Because he started it at noon and I sort of left it there. Let me know, and I will be sure to include them. Yep, it is an expensive doll. Yeah, he usually runs that music for anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes to make sure a lot of people get in there. I don't like running too much music. The Kumite needs a time limit sometimes. I agree, Silver. Maybe it's just my personal thing, but I don't like doing more than like 5-10 minutes worth of music before I start the show.
5 minutes is more than enough. I think that gives us just enough time, to get our coffee, get this, get that. Mm-hmm.
And if there are a couple of jazz tracks you want me to play before I start my waiting room, please, they need to be royalty free or Creative Commons. I am trying to highlight those particular artists because I believe sometimes non-commercial music is just as good as the commercial stuff, as you heard before. The cancer buffers the stream. As you heard before the the show started, or at least the waiting room started. I like lounge jazz. I like freeform jazz. I like all sorts of jazz. But it does have to be royalty free, and it does have to be Creative Commons. So there are several ways to support this channel. You can go to my website in the description and buy something from my handmade jewelry shop. You can order a chainmail dragon. There is no guarantee that dragon will get there before Christmas, because it takes at least 2 to 3 weeks to assemble the dragons. You can become a patron. You can tip me through Streamlabs. Tons of ways to support me. And now that I have shilled myself, we have come to that part of the stream where I lift my coffee mug and say, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a totally terrific Tuesday. Take care of yourselves, my coffee nuts.